And then it usually takes a hot second before it picks up on the gram. We are waiting patiently. Yeah, I think it's catching up.
It says live.
Yes. And now we're also live on the gram. Oh my fucking God. We live in the most amazing time on the fucking planet.
We do.
Damn, they fucking figured this out, man. My chickens knocked out the electricity of the back end of the house. The
Okay.
like the breakers or something. And I don't know how to fix it. So we're now in my ugly chicken kitchen. Instead of having the fancy light. How are you, Kelly?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
Oh yeah, like I'm in a fucking momentum, man. So I have my new program coming out, and it's gonna.
Okay, great.
I'm telling everyone, I'll be the Elon Musk of psychology. Like this is legit, and I'm not sounding like I'll probably facetious,
Facetious, yeah.
facetious. Like I don't mean like in a because I know I tell things colorfully, but I have never had that. I have such confidence in a product that I've created that it's gonna change the world, and now I'm like, oh, we're fucking in it, baby.
Okay.
Um, and it's been great because like every time challenges have been showing up in like the daily stuff, it's been a great practice for me to like apply my own tools. How can this work for me, right? So like right now the chickens knocked off the light in the back side of the house, and
Right.
I'm like, I was just recording. I have been recording for 2 hours already. I'm like, okay, how can this actually work for me? Because normally I'd be like, fuck this shit, the gods are against me, this is not working, and like I would probably spiral out. And I'm not maybe like the last months and years, but like there's definitely been a time where like I was just getting so upset by it. And I'm like,
Right.
okay, clearly I need to just edit them, go sit in the kitchen, edit them because they need to be edited anyway. So I might as well just do that now. So, and now we're here with you
And
in my ugly kitchen chicken.
yeah.
Like the gods literally have chosen me as their favorite. This is very exciting for everyone involved.
Yeah.
How are
It's
you?
fun being chosen.
Right? Like it's fun being chosen. Like I didn't choose the lifestyle, but the lifestyle chose me apparently. So good. What have you been up to?
Not much. Not much. I'm planning a road trip with my daughter. We're gonna go Phoenix, San Diego, Las Vegas, Phoenix. Mm.
Phoenix. Okay, I'm walking the black. Phoenix, San Diego, no, San Diego's up. Las Vegas down.
It's almost due west. It's like straight
Okay.
west.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What's just for fun?
Well, she's visiting a bunch of friends, and oh, I don't know. Can you hear me? Okay, because
Mhm.
you're
Here.
frozen. So okay. Um, yeah, so
Oh,
she's visiting friends and she wanted to find a way to go, and I said she could take my car, but then I was kind of nervous about her just getting stuck in the desert. So I was like, just I'll just go with you on the road. You do whatever you want with your friends. I'll get you to civilization, but I just want to make sure you have somebody. If you were traveling with your friends, I'd be fine, but if you're not going to be with anybody, I'd rather just somebody be there. So I'm momming it a little bit, but that's all right. It's
how
fine.
long is the road trip?
First trip is just to San Diego. That's just for a night, and then we go to Vegas. And Vegas is longer because her boyfriend is competing up there.
He's competing.
Yeah, he's in golf, so he's a college
Oh,
golf.
like golf,
Yeah,
like
college
swing.
golf. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
shit, that's exciting.
So he's competing in Vegas, so we're just going up there and
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, okay,
yeah.
okay. What if what has been happening in your internet life or your digital world? Because
Oh,
I've been offline mostly, so I have no idea what's going on in the world, which means that I'm missing these glorious takes from you.
ha. Yeah, I mean, everywhere is just talking about the whole Iranian invasion and the U.S. invading Iran and stuff like that. But I will say, I will say that any hope of the Republican Party gaining any ground after this is gone. Like
Oh, hmm.
it's like gone. Like there were three major, and this is my thing, like, and this is just me observing it. Like, you could,
Mhm.
be mad, but whatever. The three major tenets that if Trump had delivered as he said he would have it on lock. You would not see a Democrat for the next 20 years. Like, that's how critical these 3 points were, right? It was the Epstein files, the Doge cuts, no new wars. Those were the big 3. If he could have delivered on those 3 things, you would have had a loyal base all the way into, like, next for generations. It would have been generational. Like, people would have just been like, and you would have had Democrats leaving the Democratic Party for the Republican Party for that reason. Like, that's how monumental it would have been.
Yeah.
No party's offering this. Like, the Democrats aren't offering it either, so it's like whatever. But because he didn't, because he equivocated on the Epstein files, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of, we're pulling teeth to get it out.
Thomas Massey, by the way,
is the only one.
Oh my God! If y'all don't know, so by the way, for the listeners, I've opted out of like politics life for a long time, and me and Kelly have mostly been discussing like the moral stuff, the
Right.
we've been using like the things that happen, but discussing the moral under them and the right course of action from a individual perspective, rather than like, oh, let country daddy save this for me, or like,
Right.
so we are very much not like, oh my God, country daddy save me at all.
Right.
And Thomas Massey, dude, Thomas Massey, what a fucking daddy, for one. Like, just the energy of masculinity, transparency. By the way, he follows me on Twitter. Like,
shut up.
I swear. I'm like, oh my God, unreal.
I mean, all your life goals completed. You're
done. My God.
Get this waiting out of the way, you're done.
Right. Like, he is not impressed scared of everyone going against him right now.
Yeah.
And it's it's the epitome of backbone.
Right.
It's
and like the level of not giving a fuck. Like, just impervious. Like, just,
have you seen the documentary about him?
About Thomas Massey?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I've sat through like 2-hour interviews with him and stuff. He's an incredible person.
No, he's an amazing person. But why he has extra love from me is that he lives fully off grid, and he built his own homestead.
Correct.
Like, he collected the rocks with his own hands.
The electrical
grid, he
built it. He chopped down the wood off of his own land and built his own doors. Yeah, no, he's freaking from his bare hands. He built that shit with his bare freaking hands. He does not need anything.
No.
He's like, you could come for me all day. I already own this land outright, and my fucking house runs independent of the grid. I don't need you. It's like, I have a farm. I have heads of cattle. He runs that shit. He doesn't even stay in a room. He stays in a camper in the garage when he goes to DC. He takes his truck and he has that like little camper on it, and he just sleeps in the garage when he's
surreal.
The guy's freaking unreal. Like,
yeah,
I'm just like,
and he's pissing everyone off because of his realness.
Which is we
love delightful. It. Love to see
and
it.
And I'm here for that. I'm 100% here for that. I'm here concerned. For Marjorie Taylor Greene from the sidelines, just fucking talking her shit.
And I didn't have any affiliation or liking for her at all. I used to find her very annoying, but I'm like, oh, you're stepping up. I respect that.
And she's just cooking from the sidelines and leaving him alone. And I'm like, okay, I mean, she has nothing to gain or lose at this point. She's just talking her shit. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, she has no agenda. She's not in politics anymore. Right. She's not running for any office. She's just talking. She's just a commentator at this point. And I'm just like, okay, then let's hear what you have to say. But
I feel like, what's the guy, Trucker Carlson?
Oh, Tucker Carlson, yeah.
Tucker, thank you. He's since he's been independent, he's had like super fascinating people on. Like, he had an occultist on recently, who went down, like, explained to him like demons, occultism, spirituality, not from a Christian lens. I'm like, okay, Carlson, look at you expanding.
He'll have anybody. I mean, that's one of the reasons why they don't like him, is because he'll put anybody. He'll just be like, okay, let's hear what you have to say. And he doesn't have to like you. He just has them on. He's just like, okay, say what you got to say. Let's hear it, But they get mad because, when he doesn't agree, he'll say as much, and he's not obligated to a network. So he's just like, This is my belief. This is what I think of it. And, whatever, you can like it, not like it. And I don't know, like I've said this before, but like I think Theo Vaughn said it best. It's like, I don't follow you. I'm not going to follow you down every rabbit hole, but I love that you're digging in the garden, like, and that's the thing.
I love Theo Vaughn. He's the dumbest, smartest person I've ever met.
He is that. And
like, he is amazing.
Authenticity just oozes from him. Like this is just him. Like this is just, and he's being so real when he says stuff, for better or for worse. He's not even trying to be, like smart or anything. And he doesn't pretend to be. Like, he's just like, I am not a smart person. I know that. Like,
right. And he goes like, could you, like, I don't really get that. Could you explain that to me?
Yeah. Yeah, he just says that. And okay. He's not even that guy who's just like trying to pretend like he knows. No. He's just
Theo Vaughn,
I love that.
Like American dream.
Yeah, I just feel like there's just a lot of people lately that it's just the weirdest surfacing of different personalities that you wouldn't have expected maybe 7 years ago. 7 years ago, it would not have been these were not the people I was expecting to kind of come to the surface and do anything, But
well, I want to touch on that because, like, I used to be a hardcore leftover too.
Oh yes.
And right, and then like I don't know. I'm saying it differently, and I'm saying is like people probably just jump in. Like the leftist found me. I was angry at the world. I was marching down the street. Then the leftist found me, and they were angry about the same topic. I'm like, great, we're angry with the same thing. This is great.
Let's go be angry together.
Yeah, it was so much fun being angry together. Right. And then they started being angry about something else. And I felt a little bit abandoned. Like, but what about this? Like, this thing isn't solved yet. Like, what? And they kind of like continually marched on to the left, right? And then, the right found me a few times and the right went off again too. But one thing that has absolutely changed my life has been that while I was deep in the left still, is to dedicate 2 years, and it sounds big, but it's not at all. I dedicated 2 years of only listening to opposing opinions. Like, I didn't need to listen to opinions of people I agree with because they're like, I agree with you. We're good. But what would happen if I would listen to only opposing opinions for 2 years? And it's been absolutely life-changing. Aside from either being undone of this like blanket of what media had told me that I should live and think like, and be like, this person never said this, because I'm actually listening to the 2-hour podcast of this.
Right.
Right? What do you mean? They're like, they legit never said that.
Right.
And so it got me very strong about like, I don't mind if you hate people, but I want you to hate them for what they actually said and did.
Hate them for the truth.
Yes. Yeah. And on other places, I became really like I started loving people of opposing opinions, and in other places, I still disagreed with them, but it strengthened my own opinions.
Yeah,
it's been the best fucking experiment ever.
Yeah,
and now I can't stand leftist. Like the right still hates me too, by the way. Like
sure, they hate you for different reasons. Like
I'm too extreme for the right too, but like the left like annoys the fucking shit out of me. By the way, talking about the left, I'm right now in a course and we have a lot of books that we have to read. And they're all written by fucking leftovers. The endless disclaimers. So I'm in one book, I'm fucking 70 pages in, and I've just heard disclaimer, but I have no idea what the book is about still. They're like, when we say women, this is what we mean. When we say top, this is what we mean. And your experience might be fucking different. I'm like, I didn't buy this book to spend fucking 70 pages on fucking disclaimers. Get to your fucking point.
Right. Just tell me what the hell you meant. And like, make a point. Make a point and then like and defend that shit, because we're 70 pages in and we haven't done anything yet. Like you're still doing land acknowledgements. What the fuck?
Oh my God. Was it you who said the land acknowledgements are super disrespectful? I don't know who it was, man. But you know how there was like this time where everyone's like, okay, and the original people of this land were native tribe, whatever, XYZ. And someone told me like it's the most sadistic thing, because here we are saying like, look, this was yours. We're not giving it back to you, by the way. But you were here.
We're just reminding you that we took it.
That's the fucking realest shit ever.
like, that's a troll. That's a whole troll. Like,
But you get to feel good about your trolling. That's what we're doing right now.
right? You're like, I mean, that's like my grandma doing that shit. She'd be like, remember that bullshit where you failed? And I was like, remember that time when you totally failed me and disappointed me in every possible way?
I swear, this is the most foreign grandma humor ever. Like, my grandma acknowledges your grandma right
Oh,
now.
100%. Japanese grandma, like just fucking pulling out all the stops, and you'll be like, "Hey, Gram, what's up?" And she'll be like, "Just thinking about that time you let me down as a human being." Oh, okay. Which one? Yes, it would be the disappointment of 2010. Oh, okay. Yes, I remember that one. Like everything is measured by what disappointment.
Oh, it's so fucking
So,
good.
like, you might as, I mean, that's what a land acknowledgement is. Remember when you lost this land? And then like a millionaire came and like built some shit on it, a whole fucking McMansion.
But at least he acknowledges you on TV now.
Yeah. Remember? Good. Okay. As long as you remember.
As long as you
because we do. We also remember. So it's like it's some old world grandma shit.
Look, this is the thing, right? I'm definitely a sadist. Like, I can definitely derive pleasure of certain suffering of things. Like, I'm very transparent about that. Might be fucked up, might be Slavic. Who the fuck knows, right? Doesn't matter.
A little bit of both.
But I'm very transparent about it. Like the other day, and it's just like a very, maybe a little bit sick. My animals are my life. I will sacrifice my kidneys for my animals. But we've had mice, not in the house, but like in my car, of all the fucking places, and in the mudroom.
Mm-hmm.
So Viking husband has put on traps, and we caught like 9. And I'm like, baby, this is so fucking satisfying to me. And he goes like, oh, is that your hunter instinct? I'm like, no, that's the sweet sensation of revenge, baby. Like, this like gives an actual happy sensation within my body that we fucking caught these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So I'm transparent about my sadism, but this whole overt, we want to acknowledge and rub it in everyone's face that we conquered this land. And
and we'll say it slowly with small words so you understand, because we know you're stupid. It's gonna be condescending as well.
And a sad face. That's legit how it fucking feels. Oh my god.
Oh my, it's just so much. It's so much, and you're just like, wow.
They really went there.
I know. I'm supposed to be like the racist here. Remember, like, I'm the racist, and you're like doing it for me. Like, I should be taking notes on how to fucking condescend another race of people.
Oh my god!
Like,
was it?
It would have never occurred to me to do that. Like, and here I am, like, okay, like there were and they, I mean, I know you're up on things enough to know like what the Epstein files were about, right?
Oh, I've been on the Epstein files before they got hip.
Okay. I wasn't sure, like, to what degree are you under your rock of
No. Like, I have a conspiracy theory about Melania, but we'll get into that later. Go on.
Oh, sure, okay. But I was, I was asking about that, because I had mentioned the 3 points, right? I was saying that, and I said that, and I said, these were not hard deliverables, and yet he failed. And I think that's just going to impact him. I said something like that, like just an observation, whatever. And so I said, the files is in there. And there's 2 things about the files, right? One is all the sexual stuff, but the other is the money laundering, like that, and the financial shit. Like, there's a whole component to that as well. Like, so like there's 2 major things happening right in there. I mean, I would say, at least that I know of. Like, and the financial stuff I would say is not worse, but bigger, because I think like the kid stuff and the sex stuff was like kind of like added value. It's like, you're my financial client. Here, let me hook you up with a little something, something on the side. Like, I think that's kind of how it went. Like, it wasn't like that was the main thing. His main feature was finance. He was working with JP Morgan, whatever, and he was doing that, right? So, I mean, I'm not denying that either happened. I'm saying they both happened, but everybody is really fixated on the sex stuff, but not many are talking about all the financial issues, like the money laundering and all of that, and like, and the favors and where all this money was moving around and for what, you know, and for whose benefit. And and so I was saying the files, and this guy's like, what do you mean the files? You know, and I said, well, I said, the whole thing has not been disclosed, first. I said, second, what has been disclosed has been redacted, right? A lot of it's been redacted. I said, I'm not talking about the victims, I'm talking about the perpetrators. I'm like, I think their names should be unredacted. At least let's start there, you know, whatever. And he goes on to like accuse me of being like this salacious person who disgustingly is pursuing the porn that's in there. And I'm like, no, I don't need to see that. I want names. I want trials. I want files and trials, right? I want there to be some investigation of what the fuck any of this means, because I cannot be convinced that millionaires and billionaires have regular email conversations about beef jerky in a freezer, pizza, and grape soda. That's just not something I would expect people of that caliber to be talking about.
Right.
Like, I don't talk about that shit in my poorest day, in my poorest hour. I wasn't talking about that shit. That's, you know,
definitely not for email.
Over email. Like,
let me send you an email about my pizza
and about grape soda and about talking about how I need to go, how a man needs to go get some, you know, get some blue pills so then he can have pizza. Like, none of that makes. I'm like, somebody needs to go investigate that shit. Someone needs to go and uncover and go find some fucking bodies in New Mexico.
Thomas Massey.
Right. Like, I'm just, but that's what he's been saying about the whole Iran thing, is he's saying that's not, this war over here doesn't make this go away, by the way.
Oh yeah, which we love.
Just so you know, I still remember that you owe me files. Yeah. And I'm going to keep saying that you owe me files, no matter what you blow up and no matter what other shit you want to get into.
You can burn the whole world. Yeah. And I'm going to be like, what about the files?
What about the files? That'll be on my fucking tombstone if you take me out. What about the files? Like, seriously. And I was just like, so I'm just like, fucking disclose what the fuck, and go and start investigating this shit. And somebody got really defensive. And I said, you're being awfully defensive. I'm like, I'm asking for disclosure, and I'm asking for transparency, and I'm asking for investigations, and ideally prosecutions and trials, you know, and some modicum of justice, you know, even if it's just performative.
Modicum of justice. Oh my God.
Right. And I'm like, and I'm the salacious one. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, I don't know who you're fucking dancing for right now or who you're running interference for, but dude, shut the fuck up and get me the goddamn files.
Right.
Like, all of them.
Right.
Not just the ones that they're piecemealing out. All that shit. There's another there's supposedly another couple million documents. Unredact that shit. Get that shit out here and start naming names. That's it. You know, I just don't think that's much to ask. And the fact that I have to sit here and keep asking, right? And the fact that we're still asking after you called it a hoax, after you said it was just, you know, this is it, after you kept saying there are files, there's no files, blah, blah, blah. After the runaround, we're still asking, right? I said, this is obviously a red line for a lot of independent voters. I said, and you're gonna lose them all. You're gonna lose them all. I said, keep fighting. Yeah. Keep fighting. You know, it's like, you know, you can be my prison bitch. I like it when you fight, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to need you to give up. I'm still going to need you to give it up. You know?
That's so fucking real.
Right. So I was like, so there was that. Then it was like the whole, like, you know, invading Iran thing. And like, I didn't get that. I didn't get that either, because I was like, what the fuck are we doing this for? You know? And it's like, you know, and I can't, I'm sorry, but there's no U.S. interest in this. Like, there just isn't. You know, and it was like, I mean, there's people who can't afford houses right now and they can't afford groceries. And you're sitting here fucking telling you're $40 trillion in debt. And you're telling me I need to go fucking chase some goddamn dragons halfway across the world in another desert. Like, you're fucking crazy. No, I don't need to do that. So, you know, I mean, so that's happening. Right. And then the Doge cuts, like the fact that you could run an AI through the systems of of the United States government and just find red flags, right, is crazy. Like, I'm like, and they found shit. Are they all illegitimate? No. Some of them probably are legitimate, and they're just, you know, it's just falsely tagged or something. I don't know.
Right. Word.
But why aren't you fucking passing audits? Like, pass a fucking audit. Like, do something, like, but that just got completely blown out of the water and shut down as well. So I'm just like,
Can we pause on that for a second? Like the whole audit. Like I want to be clear, the the governments, plural, all of them, have a contract with you that you didn't ask to sign, by the way, right? Like
right,
you
right,
fell into this contract by virtue of being born and getting a social security number or birth certificate. There's a way to get around that, but once you're in the system, you're never opting fucking out. You can
right,
always opt into the system. You can never opt out.
right.
The background, by the way, my husband raised 3 kids completely off grid, off the system. No birth certificate, no social security number, no hospital, whatever. And 2 of them opted into the system as an adult by their own choice.
Mhm.
So it's very much a real thing. A little bit
Mhm.
hassle, but you get what you want. Um, but so you get into a contract with the governments by virtue of being born that you didn't ask for, and everyone's like, and the governments are not upholding their end of the bargain at all, and we're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if I buy a car and I want to get into a contract with the state that I'm driving this car, my car has to pass a test audit
Right.
if it's up to date, if the tags are okay, etc., etc. Yet,
Yeah. If I don't pay taxes on my $600 Venmo, some motherfucker shows up at my door and says, "Where's my
in a
goddamn
blackout,
money?"
ma'am, you need to come with me.
but but the Department of Defense can misplace $20 trillion.
Well, and they keep saying misplace like it
Right.
was in a physical suitcase and they hid it in this like secret spot so that no one would forget, only
Right.
to always forget where you was. Like we all did this, right? Like I'm gonna put this in the spot so I because it's such a unique spot, so I won't forget that I put it here. And
Right.
then you're like, shit, I forgot the spot. They're
Yeah,
making
I
it
forgot.
sound like it's that. Like I
Right, but it's
misplaced
not.
20 trillion. I don't know. And everyone's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's the. I mean, and that's. I think that's the. I think there's a combination of things that I think have kind of fallen into place, and I'm kind of noticing a general pattern, right? So with the left, they are playing a numbers game. So that's why they want mass immigration and mass welfare. They want to buy votes, like actually just get bodies in checking boxes for them. This is it. This is how they're going to win. They're going to just overwhelm the system with numbers and they're going to win that way. And that's their game plan. And that's how they're going to do it is through the compassion of, of welfare programs, et cetera. That's the plan. Generally speaking, broad strokes, that's how, and everything is just an iteration of that. The right has their own agenda and they're saying, no, I don't need to go after individual votes because I only need to win an electoral college. All I need is donors. So I'm going to go after whoever's going to donate to my campaign and who's going to be the biggest donor. And I can go after the donor class. And I'm going to just, all of my policies are going to cater to them instead. So they're my welfare class. My welfare class is over here now. Up here, corporate cronies, foreign countries, and, and anybody, any surrogate of the two, that's it. And they're just focusing on this tiny group of high ticket welfare recipients. They're all welfare recipients. Like it's all just it's just a welfare scheme used to bribe for votes and curry electoral favor. And they're just battling it out to see if more money can beat more bodies. And then it's like, well, and so then they fight against the bodies, right? Because they're like, oh, you're just bright. So we're going to fight against your welfare programs and I'm going to fight against your immigration because that's how you're going to win. And that's why I'm fighting it. They're not fighting it on principle that it's wrong. They're fighting against it because that's the numbers game that they're playing and they're trying to dismantle their game. The left is saying, oh, you're just a bunch of corporate shills. We're going to come against, we're going to fight against you going, with all these, trying to get favor from the corporate class. And so and that's not principled either. None of this is principled. This is all just based on trying to keep the other side down because one is based on this, basic, premise and this marketing, platform. And the other one is based on a different platform. That's it. And I'm watching them battle it out. But at the end of the day, the reason why you can call it a uniparty is because deep down, they still do favors for each other. And they still will jack each other off if needed to to get the bills passed. And either one can take office.
Except
And
Thomas.
except except
For
Thomas
Thomas.
Massey. Thomas Massey, man, protect that man at all costs.
Yo, like seriously.
That motherfucker, he's like, he has to put out disclaimers. Speaking of disclaimers, his ass is like, I am not suicidal. I am happy. I love
fire
my
alarm works.
Yeah.
My house has been checked.
My house has
my
been
car
checked.
has been serviced.
That's right. My brakes work. Yeah, no shit. That fucker has to like put out.
Like Theo Vaughn made this joke at one point with like the Kennedy family. We're going into some dark humor right now. It's like the Kennedy family being like dying left and right by governmental authorities, right? And it'd be like, uncle was skiing in the Alps and a shark ate him, and everyone like, oh, okay, yeah. It'd be like that.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be like
happens. It happens sometimes. It never happens. Shit literally never fucking happens.
But talk about Kennedy. There's a show called 11.2 point something, the date from the Kennedys, on the Netflix, and it's a show where they time travel back to that date.
Oh shit.
It's really fucking good. Anyway, continue.
Okay.
So yeah, except for Thomas Massey, he doesn't jack off no one. And is not being jacked off by anyone. Nope. He's like, no touchy, no consent here.
He is a monk. That man is a monk. he is maintaining his purity. For reals. Like, it's like that guy, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he gives me hope. Yeah. Curse him. He gives me hope.
I'm sad that, like, for obvious reason, the mainstream doesn't know enough about him. It's like just these weird corners of like Twitter, Reddit, like these subgroups on the Facebook where they know of who Thomas Massey is and like how pivotal he is, like how he's showing up. And I'm like, that's so sad.
Yeah.
I need everyone to know about him.
Yeah. I mean, for no other reason than to just keep an eye on him, like in the same way, like, and I feel like there's just a lot of suspicious shit, like it's just like, I mean, looking at just like even Charlie Kirk, right? Who by all accounts was probably the most like docile of like the right, like he's actually like the nice guy, and
he was not a violence guy, whereas no.
And that was his thing. Like his whole thing was, if we stop talking, we'll resort to violence. So we have to keep talking. Like that was his whole thing. And I'm like, okay, I don't care what you say after that. It's that you said that. And that's your whole purpose, is to keep people talking so that they're not fighting. Fair. Okay. And for him to get, for him to be assassinated in that way. Right. And then the sussy nature of it was just like, like it's just anytime, like there's so little trust, right? I have so little trust in the system that like the moment I hear the official story of fucking anything, I'm already like
this is the least likely to have happened.
Right. This is
whatever you tell me before you even tell it, I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna tell me is the least likely one to have happened.
That's right. That is the least likely. And sure as shit, they come up with the worst shit, and I'm just like,
that ain't it, man.
It's not even plausible. Like that's not even like none of this shit makes any sense. Right. Like, and like so it's like so naturally every fucking conspiracy theorist comes out and says, I've got a theory, and I'm like, and I'm fucking listening, because it's still better than this shit. You tell me that fucking the Twin Towers got torn down by Godzilla, I'm fucking listening to you.
And you're like, you know what?
Okay, and play it out. Unpack this shit. Go ahead. I'm listening. Like,
oh, you found a blueprint. Okay.
Let's go. Fucking, I don't know. I mean, because I know that shit didn't just happen on its own. So go. Tell me, I'm listening to like everything. Like same with like JFK, like that shit's really sussy. We never got the files. We never got full disclosure on that. And it's just like, I don't know. There's just too much shit happening. Like there's somebody right now who was saying, we invaded Venezuela for the oil, which I'm like, okay, I get that. Okay, that's not unreasonable. I get that. That makes sense. Because we knew we were going to invade Iran and they were going to shut down the Strait of Hormuz, and that was going to affect oil for, oil distribution. We had to make sure we had control over some other OPEC country, and Venezuela was it. And I was like, fuck. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but like, again, that sounds more reasonable than sounds a hell of a lot more believable. The more you do shit, the more I'm like, I don't know.
It was super funny. And one thing, like just even the assassination attempt on Trump, the
Right?
fact that like so like AOC, which I absolutely despise, not by virtue of her like political stance, but just like literally her fucking personality and how she
Yeah.
communicates.
Yeah.
But even AOC was like, yo, this was our potential president being assassinated. And then everyone was like, well, yeah, what AOC says. Like,
Yeah, it didn't.
if she would have hammered on that, she would have gained the right.
Yeah, she would have gotten some sympathy and some sort of favor from. Yeah. But I think there's just a lot of people who are just bought and paid for at this point, where it's like it doesn't nobody trusts anybody. And like the
But
problem
and
that
it's valid.
right, it's valid, I think, but I also feel like there's just a general like complacency. Like you were saying, like, like somebody's going to say that a shark came out and, in the middle of a ski resort and swallowed him up. And everybody's like, yep, that's it, but it's that, right? It's that whole, like, just, okay, I accept that this is happening and this is just part of the deal. And so it's almost like a passive, it's very passive, and it's very like,
Infantile.
yeah. And they don't, and that's the thing, is like, you didn't bring up people to stand up to that and say, yeah, this is some bullshit. We're not doing this, like, this is unacceptable. We're not doing this, I'm not tolerating this. Like, from a cultural standpoint, we've become so docile and so like passive and so like domesticated that we're not thinking about, like, what if I had to do this myself? We're
Right.
not thinking in those terms anymore.
Right. And then dad, Thomas Massey, comes like, no. How about no? And everyone goes like, see, he's a traitor. So we're like demonizing the common healthy thinking individual.
Right. Right. I mean, that's the extent to which it goes. It's not just foreign. It's not just like a weird idea. It's bad. Like, he's actually bad. He votes 91% of the time with Trump, 9% disagreement. It's that 9% that makes him completely fucking evil.
Evil. Yeah.
Right. Not just bad, not just wrong, not just disagreeable.
Evil.
Evil. Right. And that's the thing, right? Like, that's what I was saying about Candace Owens and Taylor Swift and Alex Jones. It's not just that they said stuff that you don't like. I have to characterize them as demonic, as evil, as the worst of the worst, right? I have to ascribe almost a felonious level of wrongness and badness to this person, because I can't just say I disagree, or people won't pay attention and they won't ultimately get on board with the whole, like, like what I need them to do, what I want them to think. They won't think like I think unless I put this label on them. And it's like, I mean, they're blowing it out of the water and making it worthless, though, at the same time. But it's like, but that's what they're doing. They're essentially just debasing. They're debasing everything to the point of, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
There's no meaning anymore. And now it's even gotten so far as to say that it's like, you don't know right from wrong, because you can't characterize anything. You can't characterize anything correctly. You only have these binaries of evil and good, love and hate, and it's just, and so there is no,
and it drips through into reality in real life for people, right? Like, right. The amount of people who hate me because I do 75 hard, because someone has told them that white supremacists do 75 hard. Meanwhile, I'm being called race traitor by a lot of white people because I have a lot of non-white friends of all, not just black ones, because that's what everyone loves to like, white and black. No, there's a lot of fucking different more. So I'm a race traitor, but I'm also a white supremacist.
At the same time.
And it's just like, yeah, Bar's a white supremacist because she's doing 75 hard.
That's it. There it is. I mean, there's no other, like, there's no room for anything. Like, they were talking, I think there was somebody who did an analysis, forget what his name is, but if I find it, I'll send it to you. It was a person who was talking about how, Bad Bunny playing at the Super Bowl, the Puerto Rican singer.
I
And
haven't watched, or like, I know
haven't
of
either.
Bad Bunny, but I don't know enough. But sure.
I don't either. I know nothing about it. I don't watch any of that, but I've heard of it. But it was more of an analysis, right? It was talking about how, love wins, and love beats hate, and some dichotomy of that sort. And it's like, it's more, and so his analysis was really interesting because he was saying it sounds right. It always does. Like, they always lead with something that's like almost incontrovertible, right?
But
Some
it's not.
incontrovertible phrase like, be kind, love beats hate, and shit like that. It's slogans. It's all slogans, right? And it's these like lofty slogans. But then when you actually unpack it, right? When you actually unpack what they mean by that and what's entailed in that, and when you actually ask people, what does that mean to you? It's far more insidious, and it's, if not nefarious, like, it's just like, it actually exposes a very dark side to people that you don't realize. Like, it's all that stuff, all those slogans are just a facade that covers up some really dark shit in humanity, but we give it a pass because it sounds right. Love triumphs over hate, whatever, and love beats hate, and be kind, and all that stuff. But when you say, okay, well, what does that mean, right? Like, for example, I remember asking people on Facebook, I think this was years ago, like when Barack Obama was running for office. I'm like, what does hope and change mean to you? Because that was his slogan. What does hope and change mean to you, right? When I say that there was not one duplication of an interpretation of people commenting and telling me what it meant. Not one person, not two people on that response agreed and said the same thing. Everybody had something different. So everybody was projecting their ideals onto it, right? And I was like, so we don't even know what the fuck this means, because he didn't promise half this shit. You just made it up. You just literally were like, I just like you so much that I'm just going to imbue you with every good feeling I have and assume that's what you have. Like, it was, and Barack Obama.
Yeah, and I fell for it too, because he was charismatic.
Right.
He was
well
spoken.
Like, okay,
and I'm like, yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep talking. I mean, I'd rather you talk for me than me talk, because if I talk, it's a promise. If you talk, I never said it, but I can go along with it and let you say it. So it's just like, I mean, it was just this whole like plausible deniability thing, right? And the same can be true for when Hillary Clinton said Ford, when what does make America great again mean? What does it mean? And when you ask them, they never have the same thing. They never say the same thing. A bunch of people said MAGA means America first. A bunch of people said this, right? So for the first time, you had this unity of people saying America first. At no point did Trump ever say America first. All of his surrogates did, but he never actually said America first. He gave policies. And a lot of the things he said was, we need to focus on our own country, but he never actually said America first. America first was this faction within MAGA that he never started, but he gets responsibility. He gets credit for it. And now he's getting the blame for failing it.
Of course.
But people projected that on him, and it's just like, what does this mean to you? So like these lofty terms, and then we take them in, right? So now we're living off a bumper sticker philosophy, right? Where it's just like, oh, I can fit everything I believe in these two words.
Because we live in 128 characters, problems and solutions. Right? So violence is bad.
Right.
Except for when it's not. When it's towards someone you don't like, then it's good.
Right.
Men shouldn't rape. That's the solution, right? That's not a solution.
Right. That's an outcome. That's a goal,
And I'm like, where did you get that goal? Like, I hope, obviously, we want a society where violence against people randomly is minimized to its possibility. That's why we have the Second Amendment, fucking baby.
Right.
But aside from that, like, right? Yeah, sure. But like, where did you get the idea that it shouldn't happen? Have you seen nature?
Right. Like where you get like where are these values and where are these virtues coming from?
Right.
Because they don't occur naturally. This is something that we have civilized our way out of, right? Like
And
these
if
are
we're going to civilize our way out of it, how are we going to get there?
right. Well, there was actually a conversation that I saw online talking, and it was between a Muslim and a Christian, and they were talking about incest.
Woo!
And the Christian's like, yeah, no incest. And
Bad.
he's like, right, he's just like, incest bad, right? And I'm just like, cool, I'm on board. And then
Yay,
the Muslim's like,
Christian.
the Muslim is like, why not? Where do you get that from? What makes it so bad? And I was just like, okay. I'm like, and he's like, you see, he's like, you've been conditioned to not marry your cousins. And I was like,
Yeah, for
right,
biological reasons.
for biological reasons, but like, cool. I'm not marrying my cousins, like, but like,
Because we get retarded kids.
because you get
And now I
because
actually
you get
meant retarded.
Somalia. You get
Right.
Somalia out of that. That is the experiment. Is that you got a bunch of people who are just low fucking IQ because you've been marrying your cousins. Like, fuck, And I'm just like,
There
but
was-
I'm listening to, but like,
You
this
go
is
on,
it. Like, this is their thing where it's just like, well, how do you know it's bad?
I've been listening to and this comes from me in waves because it's hard to listen to, but I've been listening to long version podcasts with like hardcore military people, not outside people who are like yay military, but people who have been to several wars, who have been on
Right.
several missions.
Mhm.
First confrontation, not like
Right.
from a drone from a distance.
Right.
And a lot of them have been sharing about like third world nations, such as like the Istanis, pick whichever one, right?
This
And how that the most challenging part for them has been the cultural differences because they come in there like an like a Dutch person, like an American, right? And they're
Right.
there to fulfill fucking mission XYZ.
Whatever.
And they learn that these Istanis, whichever one it is, they are trading like young boys, like 7-year-old, right? And
Yeah.
it infuriates naturally the Westerner people, and they either they share from like I went into a confrontation and they were look at me like I have no idea they were completely lost for what I am yelling at them for, and it fucking ruined the mission. And then later I got called back by my higher up that we're not here to solve this because it cannot be solved by us as outsiders.
Right.
Because they truly believe there's nothing wrong, that the hierarchy is, a man, young boy, donkey, chicken, girl, right? Like that's the hierarchy. And like for us, it's like,
right. The assumption that we would have the same values makes no sense. Like, why would you even think that? Like that, I think that's one of the problems that people have when they're talking about immigration is that they don't understand that like there are people coming from places that really do think like that. Like that's a thing that exists in the world. Okay?
Like on massive scale too, not like they're not the exception.
No, right. Well, that's the thing. Like I read an article similar to what you're talking about. That was what were some of the shocking things you discovered while you were in Afghanistan, and did an interview with these soldiers. So it's from them, right? And one of the ones was they didn't know they were in Afghanistan. We were in a village and we asked them something about Afghanistan and they were like, I don't know. We're not there. We're in this village. They didn't understand that the village was in Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
What's in Afghanistan? I don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just know that I have my village. Then there's another village over. Is that Afghanistan?
Over yonder.
Is that what you're calling it? Because it ain't here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and they're literally in a village in Afghanistan, in the mountains of Afghanistan. And they're just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, they literally did not get it. And so this guy's translating. He's like, they don't think they're in Afghanistan. So I don't know how to explain that to you. But like, he's like, I had a 30-minute conversation with somebody trying to explain what Afghanistan was to an Afghani. He's like, I did not see that happening as a challenge,
Yeah.
but there I was because I'm trying to get directions. But how do I get directions when his whole worldview is these
that
two
village?
villages?
Mm-hmm. Like
And
you have
how else
neighbor
do you-
village and neighbor village 3, perhaps if you ever get there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, my cousin tried to get there once and, he never came back. So I don't know if he made it. Like, I mean, like, I think people just need to kind of like get that that what we live in the United States is very exceptional.
One fucking, and especially for the age of this country.
Right. Like,
It's
this
a
is
bebe.
not fucking normal.
This is like the super genius, fucking super evolved, like 4-year-old that speaks 9 languages, plays in like violin, piano, and all the other fucking instruments. And you're like, well, this is normal. No, baby. No.
Not normal.
The
Not
normal
normal.
4-year-old is still trying to fucking blabber and
Right.
trying to like, wobble its way through life.
Right. This is so beyond like what we live, and I think people take it for granted. Like, I think people
100%.
really do, like, it's like not knowing where your meat comes from. Why would you have to kill a cow when you can just get meat from the grocery store? And it's like, that's the same fucking thing.
We just when he's like, look for the differences in the images, they're the same thing.
They're the same fucking thing. Right. And don't be a meme. Like, come on. But like, that's the thing. Like, people don't understand where shit comes from. Like, people are shocked to see what it looks like when asparagus grows from the ground because they've literally never seen what asparagus looks like growing from the ground. Like, the whole thing is just so fucking crazy. It's like, you're so detached from where your shit comes from.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder you're fucking lazy. No wonder you're complacent.
And fat.
You just had everything fucking show up. You have Amazon reading your fucking mind and showing up with shit every fucking day. You've never had to like worry about where the fuck shit's coming from. Like,
yeah.
And that's your voting base, right? That's the voter base. That's the base of people that are saying, you need to bail me out of debt.
It's Wally.
And, yeah, it is.
This is the start of Wally.
Yeah, you're just some fat shit just fucking floating around on a thing and like drinking sodas and not being able to walk, like it's just like there was I think it was Benjamin Franklin who said, what is this? It is a republic if you can keep it, right? And it's like, but part of it was that there was work to be done by the people in it, and we never did it.
Keyword work.
Right, there was work to be done, and it didn't get done, and now it's neglected, and it's overweight, it's chronically ill, it's mentally ill. It is sad because that is the society, because everything about the United States is indicative of its people. It reflects back of what the people are.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a bunch of people who are just being pathetic, that's what you'll have. I mean, I will say I did notice something, and I brought this up with Chris, and I'm glad I'm remembering it now. I was telling him, I said, I really feel like young people, especially young males, are starved for structure and starved for discipline.
Yeah.
Like, starved for it. Like, that they would turn out for a Jordan Peterson, right? Or that they would, and even like attending like very traditional churches, right? Or whatever it is. They're clearly seeking.
Give me a system tool method.
Anything that Tate, I don't care, following fucking Andrew Tate, but they're trying to get some sort of discipline because the older generations have let them down. They really have. They've just kind of let go of the reins and said, you know what? I don't want to be unpopular. I don't want to say no. I don't want to be the one that hurts your feelings. Yep. I don't want to be a source of your trauma, and
oh my God, word.
Right. And I'm just like, why can't you be more like, and then I was like, we need that kind of discipline, right? Yep. Then I see that, and then no sooner do I say that to Chris, do I get like a reel from an Eastern European, right? I don't know where she's from. She might be Russian. I'm not sure. But she was explaining, she was explaining why when people say no in Eastern Europe, it's a sign of respect, not a sign of rudeness. Whereas in the United States, we try to say, I don't know. I'll see. Right? We try to be all soft about it, but in Eastern Europe, you just say no. Is what she's saying. It's like we just say no. It's a sign of respect. We're saying we don't
We're
want
being
you to.
transparent,
Right.
respecting each other's
And
time,
honest, right, and you're being
energy,
honest, right?
honest.
So all of that is virtuous, and so this is totally normal. Somebody would just say no, and that would be it. Like, can you come? No, okay. And she says, so then she says, I think people overthink things too much in the West, right? I'm just telling you what she said, and it could just be from her own upbringing, but you'll probably recognize a lot of it. And she says, she says that a lot of Westerners try to avoid suffering. She says, but Eastern Europeans are rather resigned to it. Like, they understand that life is suffering, but there's a lot of good stuff in the mix, right? So yes, there's suffering, but it's okay because you'll probably fall in love with somebody too, and you'll also have this great experience, and you'll also have. But the baseline is that yeah, life is struggle. This is it, and it's okay. But don't marinate in it. Don't be sad about it. This is life. It is what it is. It's fine because you're looking forward to the next good thing, and
You're
rather than saying
making the next good thing.
right, as opposed to, right, life should always be happy, and from time to time there might be a bad thing. Like, it's just it's the negative of that image, right? So
America has been promised a good life
right,
with incidental
right,
pain, suffering,
correct,
challenges,
right,
depression. The
right.
rest of the world,
It's an
majority
exception,
of the world, is just like, this is life, and we create, build, grow, etc., etc.
right?
So
And so
most Westerners are fighting with the idea and the understand and the story. What it has turned into is like, well, I am not getting what I am owed, like
right,
entitlement, right? So like
right,
my husband says, entitlement is like, no, this tit is mine, like a little
right,
baby,
right,
right?
right, right.
Because I was promised this, I was gonna get this tit.
Mm-hmm. Right. So she's completely, it's completely different, right? It's like almost the opposite. And she was saying this, and as she's saying this, I'm thinking, fuck it, let's just bail on NATO and let Russia come on in
Oh,
and
let's go.
fix Western Europe.
Yes, baby. I am fucking game. Let's
I'm
do it.
listening. I'm like, no, wait a minute. If that's what Russia's bringing, what the fuck is Germany protecting exactly? Like, Germany, you're unrecognizable. Nobody recognizes you as Germany anymore, other than your fucking language. What are you protecting from Russia right now? Like, what precious thing do you have that you're afraid Russia's going to take from you? It's just they're going to fucking bring discipline. They're going to they're going to bring some fucking perspective. Like, I don't know, whatever it is, they got something better than what the fuck you've got. At least they give a shit. Like, I mean, I'm not saying Putin's great, but at the same time, a little Eastern European influence would not kill you. Like, it might actually help you out a little bit. Like, listen to your brethren over there. Like, your cousin isn't wrong.
Putin is extremely underrated and has great things, by the way. Like, I'll forever stand by that.
I've heard some of his stuff. If the translation is correct, I ain't mad at him. Like, I don't know. I can't be mad at him. I can't be mad at fucking Orban. I can't be mad at fucking Hungary. I'm not mad at Poland, Hungary, whatever. I'm not mad at any of those guys. Every single one of them that has stood 10 toes down on saying, you know what? This is what we're about.
Literally transparent, not negotiating. I'm not explaining it either.
Not even explaining their shit. And when challenged by the UK, like UK interviews, they're just like, yeah, no, I don't give a shit.
I love when one time Putin was discussing with one of the prime ministers of the Netherlands, and
bless his
like, he's the most fucking beta fucking. Oh my god! Like, if you imagine like the most low T behind a desk type of person with glasses, like, you'll get the prime minister of the Netherlands. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Right. Beta versus based.
Right. It was also very painful to watch. And he goes something like, well, do you want to address like the racism in Russia? And for one, like, Russia is the whitest nation. And it's impossible to explain to Westerners that there is no binary white versus black. It's not like it's white. It's just white by virtue of like its geographic. And the more Eastern you go Mongoloid, which is not a curse word. It's just like when you get more Asian like looking, right? More Eskimo looking like. I know that's a big word right now.
The Kazakhs,
Siberia, right? This is fucking tundra that people cannot normally live. They're living in minus fucking 70, whatever. And Putin said, and Putin looks at him and does a little bit like, huh. And he's like, how about you Focus on your own people who don't know the difference between man and woman. I'm like, see, you can't be mad at him. You can't be mad at him.
No, I can't. I can't get mad at him. I want to, but I can't. Like,
Yeah. I've been sold. But this is the thing. I come from a weird spot because I've not been sold to be mad at him, right? Like I come from
Right.
Eastern Europe. And I've been saying like it's such a complex history. It's been going on for longer than I'm alive, by the
Sure,
way,
sure,
right?
sure.
Like
No,
I'm
yeah, it's
38.
ancient. Like that goes
Like
back
it
to
is,
antiquity.
but
Right, right.
like America hopped in, like no, digital America hopped on the bandwagon like in
Right.
2018 or something, and all
Sure.
of a sudden everyone was an expert. They don't know Russia for the life of them on a map, nor the language, but
Right.
okay.
Right,
Um,
right, right. No, but that's the same thing with like, like with former Yugoslavia, right? Like they don't understand like what the issue was with the Albanians coming into Kosovo at all. They don't even understand the history of Kosovo
they even
at
don't know.
all.
They don't even know it's a country.
Kosovo was supposed to was well, it's just like it was like this one territory that the Serbs have been fighting for for what ever.
No, I mean, like they don't know that Yugoslavia was a country,
No,
and that
right. No, there's people who don't know that. Like there's people, I mean, I have a friend of mine who had a Yugoslavian passport and had to like get it changed to like a Serbian passport because
it
when
got
that
split up,
happened,
baby.
right? Like it was just like so now she's Serbian, but she was Yugoslavian. Like it was Yugoslavia. It was one big Yugoslavia, and now it's broken up. And it's like, I mean, this is stuff that people don't know, and like people don't understand the history, and they just kind of come in. I mean, we're being told right now that we've been in a Cold War with Iran since 1979. No, we fucking haven't. Like,
Unlikely, yeah.
no, we fucking haven't.
No.
We've been sticking our dick in that region since about 1953. Like, but that's us. We've been doing that. The US has been doing that. Like, I've listened to more Eastern Europeans and more Russians talking about this invasion. And I'm just like, okay, what's your take on all of this? Because, you're not fed all of our bullshit. And they're just like, yeah, US fucked up on this one. And I'm like, okay, well, fair enough. That, that checks, because they're like, like Putin was explaining like how Iran has not fucked up. Iran didn't do it. Iran just kept going along with the program and kept agreeing to the terms, and they didn't violate any of the agreements, and the US pulled out anyway. And he's just, and I'm just like, oof.
It's so interesting because like West Europe pulled this with NATO, right? Like once the union collapses, NATO will cease existing. I'm just simplifying things, right? And then that happened, and
That's
then
what we were
West
told.
Europe was like, haha, just kidding, we keep existing. It's like you're just pulling one on everyone.
Well, yeah, they don't want to pay for their own defense. So then it's like, well, wait, because the US is the one that's bearing the burden of that price tag. They're like, well, let's see how long we can milk this so that, everybody else over here can have, free healthcare and not have to worry about, funding their military. But I'm just like, okay, but when the US is like, okay, we're done with this, we got to move on. It's long overdue. Everybody freaks out. And I'm just like, then go do whatever you want to do. You want to go support fucking Ukraine? Go fight Ukraine's fight then. Like if you want to go,
like,
if you want to do that, yeah, you go do it. But like I'm in the fucking I'm in a different fucking hemisphere. Like I don't care. Like I just fucking can't bring myself to care. I'm more worried about the fact that like we keep borrowing money and my dollar is worth less. Like for me to give a shit about whether or not something's happening somewhere out there, like it's just not a priority. I mean, there's no popularity for any of this, there's nobody is like, oh yes. Well, there's like the paid influencers, I guess. They're rah-rahing, but otherwise.
Wrong, yeah. Once again, we solved it, baby.
Yeah. So basically we just gotta let, Daddy Putin handle everything.
Daddy Putin.
Clean up a little bit.
Well, it's so funny because every time I suggest that, I always say babushka. I'm from East Europe. I'm not from Russia. I have plenty of Russian people in there, but I always say like my Russian babushka always says like, you should have people sent here to my cabin in the woods and like stay with me for 2 months. And everyone's like, yeah, we need to send my kids. I'm like, don't, not your kids, you too.
Yeah. All y'all.
I'm going as a family trip.
A family boot camp. Yeah, Eastern European boot camp.
Oh my god. Epic. We solved it again.
Yes.
Everyone, Rich and Hydrated, Diamonds and Demons edition. Next week, same time, same place. Everyone keep hydrated.